Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Faith. I'm an HR professional and Nigerian immigrant based in Toronto, Canada. If this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by. Please make sure you use the subscribe button and also click on that notification bell so when I post a new video, you will be the first to know. And if you are a returning viewer, I appreciate you. Thank you for always viewing my videos. So welcome to another episode of the Guest Who series. I am so excited. I am out here at Mississauga Valley Park. It's one of the large parks in Mississauga. If you have family or if you want to do like a small picnic with your friends, you know, this is the place to be. They have like an indoor part and an outdoor part. So if you want to play basketball or if you want to take a long walk or whatever it is, this is the place to be. So please check it out. Anyway, back to the content. This is another Guest Who series and I have an amazing guest with me. Her name is Bosun. She is an HR professional like myself, but she's my oga. Anyway, she's an HR professional. Her focus is talent management and she's also a YouTuber like myself. So we're going to be talking all about, talent management. We're also going to be talking about job searching and some of the tips and tricks and everything in between. And we're going to be talking about her YouTube channel as well. So guys, join me in welcoming my guest, Bosun. So guys, my guest is here, Bosun. Thank you, Bosun, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, wow. I mean, I'm always happy when I'm doing things with people because I just don't like to be alone on this set. It gets boring. So, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I must say, I think you're doing an amazing work.
Oh my God.
I am privileged actually to be here. I'm excited to have a conversation. So, yes, excited.
Okay, thank you. So, let's roll then. So, I mean, obviously, HR, talent management, like this is one area that a lot of people like. So I think maybe, you never can tell who your journey might inspire. So do you want to just tell us a bit about what you do and, how you got in there and all of that beautiful stuff?
Amazing. So my background has always been in HR, like a lot of us, right?
Yeah.
But I have touched several aspects of HR, like I've done HR solutions, your general HR BP kind of roles.
Right.
But then I eventually focused in talent management because for me it's more about passion than just the daily, everyday work. Like I enjoy engaging with people. I also enjoy bringing talent strategies to life, right? So my journey in Canada, like it's always been around the talent management space. I started in talent acquisition, that's talent recruitment, and then I moved from there to talent development, like your usual L&D, and then I moved from there to core talent management, which is what you call performance management, succession planning, and things around bringing out the best in your talents and helping to align those talents to helping you fulfill your objectives as an organization. So that's my space right now.
That's quite a journey. I wish I could plot a map to show how you have moved.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, beautiful. But so okay, in terms of people trying to build a career in talent management, are there things that maybe they need to do? Are there certifications that they probably need to take, or
that's a very good question actually, because talent management is not just one function. It's not just performance management, like I said. Like talent management is everything you do to find the talent, onboard them successfully, ensure they are well developed while on the job, and then monitor the performance to be sure that the delivery they are bringing on board is aligning with the objectives of the business. And then where there's a gap somewhere, you can help them with development and all of that. So any job within that process falls within the talent management space. So if anyone is considering talent management, I mean a basic HR degree gives you the background knowledge of what, because everything in HR kind of infuses in the talent management space. So just the basic degree, basic HR degree, and then certifications like your CHRL is also a very good certification. And if you're a starter, like roles in recruitment gets you started, like brings you in at the beginning to help onboard onboard candidates, to help find or source candidates. And then from there, maybe some understanding in talent development, because when you're building performance management strategies, you also want to have an oversight in development to be sure that people don't just know what they need to do, but they need to know what skills they need to acquire. You know, all of that mix happens. But if you come in between your L&D roles or your talent acquisition roles, and then of course the top of it all, the performance management roles and all, then of course it places you right in the middle of talent management.
Okay. So that space now, what would you say you find very interesting? Like, what is most interesting to you?
Well, I would say the most interesting thing for me is the objective setting.
Okay.
You know, it's easy for, and I like to give this example about, you know, we're Africans, we're into a lot of fruits like oranges, and then I imagine if you just brought oranges from the farm, you have a basket full, and then you as a marketer were given a basket full of oranges to go sell the oranges. And you have the whole day to do that, maybe 8 hours, maybe 8-hour work day to sell the oranges. But you were so diligent, you took the oranges away, you were washing the oranges, maybe you were peeling off the oranges, you know, you took a lot of work to find the strategic location, and by the time you're done, 8 hours is over and you never sold one orange. So if at the end of the day someone asks you, how was your day? Your response will be, oh, great, busy, right? And then at the end of the day, did you achieve the objectives? No, the core objective was to sell the orange. If you managed to sell one or two, it would have been a percentage success in the in what was assigned. But you didn't even do that. Like you never even sold one orange. So I find that a core part of everyday work life, because it's important for people to know how to win and what they need to be winning at, and that's where objective setting comes. And I'm really passionate about it, because I as a worker myself, I think it's possible for people to come to work and not succeed if they know not where they need to be succeeding, right? So that's somewhere I find very interesting. It could be tricky, you know, because when we speak in HR, like strategy is always great in the books, but then bringing it to life, of course, is always challenging. But it is possible, and being at the core of that, helping the business to achieve that breaking down of the objectives, breaking down of the strategy, helping them see where each person aligns in the value chain of the business. It's just a very exciting thing to see come alive every day.
Please, orange example. That I'm going to be using that anytime. If anybody should ask me anything about setting objectives, I'm going to give Bosun's example. So yeah, take notes. HR folks, you can adopt that orange. It's a very good example. Anyway, so any regrets so far in terms of, you know, your career? Like, do you think that maybe you should have done something different, or do you think that maybe there's a path that you should have taken which you haven't taken?
Regrets? No, I wouldn't say regret, because I think I've been a bit careful about my choices. Like HR is not a random place for me. For you. It's where I want to be. Right. However, what could I have done more? And which is one of the things I'm trying to do more about now. It's delve into more things beyond HR, more things like maybe project management, and I want to do a lot more in HR technology, just to be able to not just be at the front end executing things, but to be able to have a better understanding about how do you get the project from here to the end, and of course what happens at the back end. So those are the kind of things I find could make my experience more enriching, and I think it also creates better opportunities for me as a worker, and of course a broader knowledge within the space, because I think the more you know, the more fitting the subject matter title
of course
is. And I think it's a random title we throw about, but it's so sensitive, because really, how much do you need to know to be a subject matter? And I think keep being interested in whatever diverse forms the role could go is something that could help in the long run, which is the line of thinking I have currently.
Yeah, and you know, guys, one of the things that Bosun just mentioned, and I think is really important, because you know, sometimes in HR we try to, yes, we are focused on a particular area, but sometimes you actually need to look and see sometimes, like you said, you want to make your experience more well-rounded, more enriching. It's good to be focused in one area. It's good to be a specialist, but at the same time, it's also good to know a little bit about everything as well. So that you're not just focused on just this one, and then when they talk about something else, you are completely lost. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a very good point. Okay, so of course, this is one part that most people would like. Now we are in Ontario, so we can speak specifically about Ontario.
Absolutely.
How would you say, like, in terms of the job market? So I've heard people say, oh, there are peak periods, where you can look for certain jobs, and maybe there are like some popular professions here in Ontario. So for immigrants that are coming into Ontario, what do you think they should look out for? Maybe even in terms of when they should land, because they need to be strategic with that as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, well, I think one very big advantage about being in Ontario, being in Toronto or the Greater Toronto area is the fact that this is a highly industrialized area. I mean, there are tons of organizations and tons of companies, and for example, if you're looking for jobs and then you put Toronto on Indeed with a job title, you can the amount of
course,
jobs you see being posted is way higher than you would see in so many other locations. And I say to people all the time, that's one of the things that should help you determine what location you choose to settle into, how much jobs are in that location for your line of work. That's one thing. The other thing about seasons, I personally do not believe one season is better than the other. I mean, at our level, we're not seasonal workers, right?
Yeah, true.
Right? If we were seasonal workers, we would say maybe Black Friday kind of seasons in October and November, maybe Boxing Days sales and all that. Well, at those times for the retail industries,
that's when
hiring is higher for certain kind of jobs, right? But for professional jobs, it's more an everyday, every time thing. I know some months later in the year, it could look like more organizations are winding down.
Exactly.
And they don't need a lot of people. But from my experience interviewing and my experience applying to positions, I find that there's no perfect season. You just need to be ready. It's like the Boy Scout thing. Be ready. I mean, be available, be constantly looking out for those opportunities. Because, for example, in my current organization, I got interviewed in November. That for a lot of people would look like not a very The interview started I think it was actually December. The role was in January, but then it was towards the end of the year, right? So I encourage people not to think about these things in terms of seasons, but to think about it more in terms of how active are you whenever the job lands. Right? Yeah. Are you available? Would you see it, right? And I encourage people, set alerts everywhere, alerts on Indeed, alerts on LinkedIn, such that when certain positions pop up, you're aware, and then you can be an early applicant for those roles, right? So no perfect season,
right? Just at the end of the day, be prepared, so that, how do they say that? And is it opportunity meets preparedness, right? Thank God, my grammar did not fail me today. Okay, so now in terms of networking, so because that's one thing that I think that most immigrants and even people here, right, need to know about and need to focus on, especially when they're job searching. So, are there tips, or how would you say, because some people actually do not know how to network, like what would you say, what tips do you have for people like that?
That's a very important question, right? Like, networking is a big deal. For a lot of us culturally, networking is not what we do. True. Like, we would rather navigate towards people in our own circle that look like us, hoping that we get a form of acceptance, because there's a form of, well, I know you and you kind of know me, right? But when it comes to networking, you have to network all around. Network with people above you, people at your level, and sometimes people below you, because you really never know where the opportunity is going to come from. But I know when you're job searching, like the tempo is high, right? There's a bit of desperation, and then you just want to continue to reach out to people. But here's what I tell people all the time. Think about this in terms of, how would you like people to relate with you? Would you rather have people who would come to you to want to know you for you, than people who would always come with an ask? Right? And it starts with something as simple as a LinkedIn connection. I mean, I'll tell you an interesting story. So someone who was from the same background as I, but who I've never met before,
Right.
saw me on LinkedIn, found a way to get my number, never thought of connecting with me first, never thought of sending a text message. Like if you have my number,
Yeah.
you could send
Send
a
a
text.
text message, yeah.
But he called me, and when he called me, it was around 8:30 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, wow.
On that day, I was taking a vacation. I was still asleep.
Mm.
And then I just picked up my phone, and it was this random person
Person.
I have never met before. And when I said hello, he said, "Oh, I saw your profile on LinkedIn, and I would like to connect
I'm
with
sure
you."
from your
Oh,
I'm sure you were just like, oh my
I'm
God.
like, really? Really? I'm like, okay, whatever happens, let's have this conversation later.
Yeah.
Right? You know, so try not to be in the face of people. Get to know them. Like your LinkedIn messages should be, "Hi, I see you're great in the line of work you're doing. I'd like to get to meet you, to learn one or two things, to get to know you." That would get a yes more like, "Hi, I see you work at this organization. Would you give me a referral?"
Right.
Right? So network to get to meet people, network to get to know people, and be relaxed about it, right? And the more warm you are, the more accepting people
True.
are to you, right?
True. Yeah, I honestly, and that's a good point. Please don't call people at 8:30 a.m. Like, it's not acceptable on any front. Okay, I mean, I think, look, there's so much that we can talk about, but obviously, as it is with YouTube videos, we don't want to bore you, so, we always like to keep it short. So maybe I will bring Bosun back. Maybe Bosun and I will have a conversation later. If she will agree, or please, people should help me ask her. Because, I mean, honestly, there's a lot that, we need to talk about, especially in
agree.
this space, especially
I agree.
when it comes to like recruiting and, job searching. There's so much. But I guess we will have to pause it here for today, right? So that, we'll see how maybe we'll have another session for a different conversation.
Totally.
Yeah. But anyway, before you go, so let's talk about your YouTube channel, guys. She is. I told you she's my Oga. So you people, please drop all the nuggets, everything about your YouTube channel. Like what should people expect when they see your YouTube channel? Of course, I will link everything in the description box. I'll link her channel. I'm gonna link it on the screen as well. So, but I mean, let her just tell you all about her YouTube channel.
Okay, so on my YouTube channel, mostly I talk about work-related issues. I mean, all those interesting topics between finding a job and having a great work life, basically how to have the right resume, job search strategies, and interviewing skills. All those kind of things are the things I mostly chat about. So stop by sometime if you really want to, or if you really are interested in those kind of topics.
Yeah, please, guys, check out her channel. Honestly,
Thank you so much,
there's,
Faith.
there's a whole lot. Like you would learn a whole lot just
Thank you so
watching.
much.
So thank you, Bosun. Honestly, it's been great, and I'm hoping that we can do this again.
Absolutely.
Because I have one topic that is very hot that I need somebody like an expert like this to. Anyway, so yeah, so please stop by anytime, and yeah, thank you so much. So guys, this is where we are going to say goodbye for today, and thank you for sticking with us on this beautiful journey. You know what to do. Hit that like button, not for me, for Bosun. Hit the like button. Hit that like button, and also subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Bosun's channel as well. And please share this video. Like I said, there are a lot of people, HR is a popular profession. A lot of people want to specialize as well in talent management or, just HR in general. So please share this video with anyone who you think might be interested in it. And you know how we roll. I will see you on my next video. Bye.